and he comes up behind me and he like picks me up, and I hit my head on the roof of the garage. And it's like, it was like a metal sheet. So it was like a bullet, like it made a noise.
Oh, no.
And I looked at him and I was like, put me down now.
Welcome to Foster the Podcast.
We started?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Awkward.
big day. Welcome back to Foster the Podcast, the official podcast of comedian Justin Foster and professional life coach Kristie Marie.
I hit the button too early, sorry.
Yeah, it was great.
That's perfect.
It's supposed to be for the guests.
Oh, well, I never get applause, so that affects. Yeah,
Wow.
Ah.
You really did physically change when that happened.
that felt good. Yeah, stood up a little taller.
That's what applause feels like, Justin.
Yeah, I haven't had that in a long time. Do you have a boo button? I don't feel.
Oh. Just so you
That's
know.
what laughter sounds like.
Thanks, Isaac, for turning our podcast into an 80s sitcom. Honey, you boiled the chicken.
I got a whole bag of tricks over here, dog.
Oh, no.
But Mr. Patterson's going to take away the Thompson account.
How many times do you want to do that?
Not anymore. That
Aren't
would
you
be
glad
it.
aren't you glad you signed up for this?
So happy, yes.
Mikayla Patti is our guest today.
Yes, I am.
Patty. Yes. Mikayla, welcome to Foster the Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
You were at the salon all day today?
I was not at the salon all day.
Oh.
No.
You called out?
Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
Oh, I thought you were asking if I was at the salon getting my like hair done all day.
You look great.
Thank you.
Can we get some more some claps for her hair, please?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
No need.
Leave the buttons alone, Justin.
Don't give me toys.
I won't.
I'm like, I will.
You ran out.
I want to boo 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 boo. No,
For
we're not doing
what?
that. You know the thing that goes.
I know what it is. I'm wondering why we need one.
Because a lot of podcasts don't have that. I think they could be like an extra element that we're adding.
Every podcast has the club horn.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The
I feel
meow,
like
meow,
that's the
meow,
most
meow.
Even you know that?
common one.
Yeah.
Well, we got to come up with a different sound effect then. We have the bell. This is our red flag bell, by the way. Anything that you say, if we ring that, it's a red flag.
Or if it's funny.
Or if it's funny. Sometimes
right.
you'll get a
Okay.
funny
It can be
ding.
good and bad.
Okay.
But Mikayla, I wanted you. So we have a hotline, and we have the reason. Okay, a little backstory. We have a hotline that people can call in and leave questions for Kristie and I. And you had told me something, and I was like, "Can you please call that in?" And then you were like, "You had like 3 other." You're like, "But what about this thing?" I was like, "Just come on the show. Let's just do a full episode."
Yeah.
Coming with the content.
Mikayla will literally be like texting me her bad date stories. So I go,
Literally.
let's just do it on air. Like, let's just talk.
Literally.
Because you're newly single, you're out there.
I'm newly single and like newly like dating really
Yeah.
for the first time. So I've run into a lot
Yeah.
of interesting things.
I hear it's a nightmare out here.
It's a nightmare. It really is. It's a battlefield out there.
Is it really that bad?
It's just weird. Everything's weird. Everyone's weird.
Because
It's
here's the
tough.
thing. Dating and then dating in Los Angeles, West Hollywood, it's got to be.
It's so, I mean, I'm from a small town.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like when I was dating back home, it's like there was always like 1 degree of separation.
Right.
You know, you always kind of
Right.
knew of them something. But
Right.
here, it's just,
Maniacs.
oh, yeah.
Drifters.
A whole new,
Just who knows?
who knows what you're going out with.
Guys
It's
that are in
scary.
town for the night that
Ex-
update their settings.
I've gotten a lot of that.
you did have one of those.
But one was a really good, successful story.
We don't like those here.
Yeah.
Terrible.
We don't do the good ones on this show. Okay, so you're on the apps, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing you wish guys knew in that whole process? What is one advice you could give? And maybe I know that you're married, but just guys that are dating in general, what's one thing that you wish that you could just tell them all right now?
Ooh.
Is there like a message you always get that you're like, don't open with that?
I mean, it's just annoying when people will like message you and it goes on for like way too long.
The message?
Like the messaging, yeah. It's like almost like I don't want to have a pen pal for, like
Right.
weeks.
Sure.
Mom's trying to get laid.
Well, no, not just that, but
Not trying to correspond with you.
I mean, yeah, just like ask me out, or
Yeah.
let's just get the first date over with. Let me see if I really like you. I don't want to waste my time messaging someone for 3
Right.
weeks.
Right. So messaging is to plan the date,
Yeah.
and then we'll get to know each other when we get to
Yeah, exactly.
to
Feel a
McDonald's.
vibe,
Exactly.
plan the date.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you phone call or Zoom before a date?
Ooh.
No. Okay, wait.
Wait, hold on.
Two
That's
hands up.
I like that.
A phone call. If someone tried to call me like before a date, before I met them, I would be like scared.
Oh,
I think I would. I don't know why.
Maybe Tanner is calling.
I'm not taking anybody out and spending any of my money if I can't talk to you on the phone for at least 20 or 30
Really?
minutes. Absolutely. I can catch a vibe on the phone.
But we're
Easy.
all old. That's what we do is talk to people on the phone.
That's right.
Okay, but what
Yeah.
I would be
Did you see how
open
scared
to-
she got of
Right.
the
Oh,
concept of the phone call?
Yes, we're probably considerably older than you. So that's what we do.
Yes.
She's like, message me on Snapchat. Don't
No,
call me.
oh my
I had a
God, no,
landline
no,
in my
no.
room in
It's a
high school. That's how
Snapchat.
old I am. So
Right.
Oh my God.
we talk on the phone. We're talking.
Okay, I would be open to a FaceTime though. I feel like doing a FaceTime before a
FaceTime's
date
good.
would be good, because I have been on dates where I will see them and like instantly I'm just like, no, I'm not attracted to you. So I would definitely be open to a FaceTime, maybe.
But not like a pandemic Zoom link.
No.
Here's the password.
No. But like
Teams meeting.
It's a group chat.
It's a Google Doc.
There's like 5 guys in this Zoom call.
that would be insane.
They didn't pay for the premium, so you have to end the call after 45 minutes. I'll see you at Starbucks.
Horrifying.
That's the one thing I love about Mikayla so much is like you immediately know what you do and do not want.
Yeah.
You're not playing around.
No.
You're like, no, yes, it's-
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for me, like I mean, I don't judge people like just on looks, but for me, it's like the confidence thing. Like if I went on a date on Friday and like I walked up, and as soon as I saw him and just saw the way he was standing and just the way he like greeted me, just knew it was just like an instant like no.
How did he greet you?
He was just like, he turned around, he was like, oh hey, like he was just very unsure. Like he was just
He said hi to me. What a creep.
no, but he was very sweet, but just very unsure, and just there was a lack of confidence there.
Yeah.
And that's what just immediately turned me off.
He does the thing where he kisses the palm.
Stop. Oh my God. No.
Instant ick.
The ick.
Hello.
Oh man.
Can you?
Soft shoulder rub.
Oh, I've been waiting for this, Miss Patty.
No.
Are you meeting people at a destination, or do you let guys pick you up?
Ooh.
No.
Sorry if I'm totally getting in on all
No,
these questions.
go for it. I've never let anyone pick me up on a first date. That would be weird because
Yeah.
again, like I don't know how I'm gonna like physically react to them. So I don't want that first meeting to be like me getting into their car.
Smart.
You know,
For
that would
sure.
just be
Girls don't do that.
No.
Women can't be living out here
no.
hopping in people's cars.
No. No, absolutely not.
Right. Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
Ugh, that would no.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would
because
hop out at the next red light
Yeah.
if it was
Just run
Yeah.
backwards in the
Yeah.
opposite direction.
Yeah.
No, thank
asphalt
you.
on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right because then you're stuck with them for the remainder of the evening, right? If it's not going
Yes.
well, you can just leave.
Right.
And I have done that on a first date.
You've left on a
before.
first date?
I've literally made an excuse to leave.
What'd you say?
Well, so it was this guy, and thank God we just decided to get coffee. And it was very casual. It was like during the day. But it was the same thing with the guy on Friday. Like as soon as I saw him, I could just tell he was really nervous. He just lacked that confidence. It was, I just instantly, I was like, I can't.
Let me ask. Is it like a sweet nervousness? Like you're more attractive than I thought you would be. I'm a little, or it's just like this guy is not gonna like. If I get mugged, he's gonna throw me in front of him.
I think a lot of it is that just, yeah. I just don't really feel like safe with them. Maybe
He's sweating.
Yeah.
He was short.
Yeah,
No,
that's what she's trying to say.
No. Height doesn't.
So if he was
bother me.
6'4", you would have felt this, and still nervous. You're telling me the date
Yeah.
was on
Yes.
Six-pack abs, but he's nervous.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
yeah.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. I just
$100 million in the bank, but he's nervous.
Okay, well, I mean that's
Everybody's got a price.
Let's not get crazy. Yeah. He's sweating when he pulls out his black card. I'd like to buy her cappuccino.
Oh my gosh.
There's the nervousness, and then there's the guys who cover up the nervousness with like a shtick. Like they come in with like a persona that they're like bringing to the table, and you're like, settle down.
Yeah,
calm
and
down.
oh my gosh. And
Like
with,
what? Hold on. Like what? Like what's the shtick?
like with this guy, it's like, so I got there first and I was waiting for him.
Nice.
And he kind of like came up and I felt him coming like from behind. And he kind of,
It's a little early for that. You're just meeting for the first time.
and he kind of did that thing where he was like, Mikayla, and like tried to like, I don't like, I
Ooh,
can't
like the
explain
graze?
it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Was that a lower back touch there?
Like,
That was that?
It was like a shoulder touch because I was sitting down. Like, I can't explain it, but it was just his body movement. I just,
Yeah.
I couldn't.
What's his Insta?
We didn't even get that far.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gotta scope the socials and talk to you on the phone before I'm gonna take you to dinner.
Yeah.
I get the socials.
The socials because you want to see if like I like to see if we have any mutual friends.
Ooh,
You know
that's
what I
a
mean?
good one.
Like who do you know? How do you know them? You
That's
know.
a good one.
I like to do. This is what I like to do is do the tagged photos to see them, but they haven't curated it. Like who's posted them and tagged them.
Yeah,
Because then you get a little no filters on this one.
Yeah.
You know
You
whatever.
get to see who they really are.
who they really are. Yeah. Exactly. Funniest ways to bail on a first date.
Well, so with that guy, we got our coffee, and then I didn't even want to sit down at a table with him. I was like, let's just like go for a walk. And so we start walking, and then we make it maybe like 3 or 4 blocks, and we turn around and we like end up at my car. I was like, okay, well, this is my car. I really have to go.
Nice.
And like I didn't feel like I owed him an explanation.
You don't.
I was just like, I need to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And
What did
that
he say? Was he
that.
like, oh?
Yeah, he was like, oh, okay, and like gave me a hug, and I was like, bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, like no, like I had to leave it at that because I just didn't want anything to do with it after.
It's tough.
I know.
It's tough. It's tough, and it runs into what we talk about sometimes of like the like toxic nice guy kind of thing where there's like the like there's like a little bit of guilt that sometimes women will feel like they do owe something more than that, and it's like, it was nice to get to know you. I don't really think this is a thing. You know,
No,
we're strangers,
totally.
so it's not a big deal, and I'll just check you later.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like as I've gotten a little bit older, I've realized that. Like, I don't owe anybody an explanation. I don't need to explain myself.
Right.
I've known you for 2 days. Like,
Right.
I could leave it at that. It's fine. We went on a coffee date. I don't need to, like, come up with this reason why I'm leaving.
Thanks for walking me to my car.
Yeah.
Now I know your license plate number.
Oh no.
He just takes his camera out.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. If I met a girl, if I met a girl at a coffee shop for a coffee date and then we walk immediately to her car, I would be like, okay. Like I would like,
I don't, like,
you would
what-
drive away and I would still be standing there holding the coffee being like, what just happened?
It's still steaming.
Yeah. There's like the
Woke up.
cartoons like,
And I feel bad because he was nice, but I feel bad, but also like I didn't want to spend any more time with him.
right.
So I
she just
didn't.
gets an espresso. All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah. So bad.
Kristie, funniest way to bail on a first date?
I gotta go. My husband got out of work early.
That's hilarious.
I got to go. My Cybertruck insisted on self-driving to my ex's house. Is that good?
Stop.
I need an organ transplant and just found out you're not a match. Is that good?
Nice.
This is my favorite one. I killed a healthcare CEO and I'm fleeing to Altoona, Pennsylvania.
No.
Wow.
Amazing.
No. No.
Thank you very much.
No.
How about the guy who bailed on your date?
Oh my God. Okay, so I kind of forgot about this.
Oh, I have not
you
forgot about
reminded me
this.
of it. This was early on, like right when I downloaded Hinge after my last breakup. And we had, we were like messaging a little bit. He asked me to dinner. We set a time and a place. So I was like, okay, it's legit. The day of the date, I was, got ready, did my makeup, put an outfit on. I was literally about to walk out the door. And he texted me and he said, hey, I'm so sorry, I need to cancel. My roommate has COVID. And I was like, what? Like, first off, it's 2020, or at that time it was 2024. And I was just like, Second off, and you have a roommate, you're like 31.
Oh, that's what you lashed out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not dating your roommate.
It was really, I was so mad, and I was but not mad that he was canceling it. Like, if you don't want to go out, that's fine. Again, like, I don't know you. You can't hurt my feelings. Like, if you need to cancel, whatever, fine. I really don't care. But don't wait until literally 30 minutes before to text me some like weird excuse that probably isn't true.
Right. Yeah.
I was just so mad. So then I went out to dinner with my friend instead, and we had a great time.
Right.
There you go.
Right. And got swine flu. And
Swine flu.
what if he texts? Okay, let me ask you this. What if he texts and says, "Hey, I have COVID"?
I mean, then
Then you definitely go on the date.
Right. Herd immunity.
I mean, then yeah, you're sick. There's
Right. I'm
something-
saying I'm sick.
right,
Would you have given him a second chance? Is what I'm asking.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If he, I mean, I wouldn't be like going out of my way to like reschedule. But if he was like, you know, a week later, hey, let's go out. You know, I
He
feel
sends you the
bad.
tests and it's positive.
Yeah.
Whatever. It says Getty Images on it.
The problem was the time that he texted or not the excuse.
Right,
course.
exactly.
Of course.
Right.
And it's like, what does the roommate have to do with this at all?
The fact that he has one is ick.
Well,
He's a grown man.
Also, tell him not to come.
right.
Right.
Yeah. Good. He's not invited.
Right.
What? Yeah. That's what.
Or
has
you
got-
do bring him and it's like battle royale. Like they have to duke it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely the guy who lost his sense of taste and smell is gonna win.
Right.
Oh my gosh,
What do guys do that give you the ick?
Justin.
Well,
So many.
She brought a scroll.
So many. I mean, it's so funny. So I was going that day that I was going on Friday. I was talking to my sister before in the car, and she was like, "Are you excited?" And I was like, "Listen, we have a whole like list of things we have to get through. I have to figure out how he stands, sits, breathes, chews,
Yeah.
the shoes he wears. Like, just off the top of my head, I feel like the number one thing that gives me the ick that guys do is when they sit with their legs crossed.
really?
Like, I don't know why I cannot.
Interesting.
I cannot when men sit with their legs crossed.
Okay.
Any kind of cross? Like if they do the man cross, it's okay?
Okay, so like
if it's a wide, that's okay.
that one's fine. With like the ankle on the knee, that's fine. But
I
like
do full cross.
Same.
I can't.
I do full cross.
You
I
do?
dated a
I
girl
do
one
it.
time, and she came over to meet my family, and she looked, and it was me, my dad, and my grandfather. And it was all three generations, and we all had the full
Cross legs.
full foster cross.
Is that
Foster
comfortable?
cross.
It's it's comfortable. Yeah.
Is that comfortable for you?
I don't like to sit with my legs open.
I would say that certain guys can sit that way comfortably and certain guys can't, but I don't want to get into why.
Oh.
I do it so it tucks under. You know. What I mean?
Oh, I go outside over.
Oh, you go
up and
outside.
over.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. I see.
Up and around. Yeah. But I also do it as an expression of like that I don't care. Like I'm not scared of my femininity.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that too, and it just to me it just feels weird with like the legs open, like
Look at my junk.
yeah, Mikayla, welcome to Coffee Bean.
Coffee bean.
Because we're meeting for a coffee date,
Oh,
and I'm
I
sitting
gotcha.
there. I'm sitting like the
mean-
chair's the other way around. I'm like straddling, like
I mean, there's a way not to sit like a slob, but
Sure.
then just the legs crossed.
interesting.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. That's
I just
everyone's
uncrossed my
got
legs.
a thing.
I can't. I can't. What are some others? I mean, men who have like no sense of direction.
Really?
Even with GPSs?
Where are you with a map that
Well,
this
I mean,
comes into play?
I'm thinking of just this one. I'm thinking of this one time. I was out to dinner with my ex, and we were at a restaurant not too far from our house. And we get in the car to go home, and he puts in our address in his GPS, and I was like, we literally made 2 turns to get here.
Right.
Like how?
Right. We walked
how? Like how do you need the GPS to get home?
Sure.
And that's why you broke up.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like that was enough for me.
She looked at his crossed legs, typing in their address, and she was out.
He did sit with his legs crossed in front of my dad one time.
And your dad was like,
Well, my dad did kind of notice too.
Really?
Yeah.
You sit in front of my dad.
You bring on these sissy boys to my house.
And my
I know
dad-
why your dad's got a cigar. He got his legs crossed in
Boy,
my house.
uncross your legs in this house, son.
No, and my dad is not like a macho, manly guy by any
Hits him with an American flag. Uncross those.
Well, he doesn't cross his legs, apparently.
No, he doesn't. My dad has never sat with his legs crossed ever. But he did notice.
This is your dad with the giant dick, right?
What?
Wait, what happened?
That is unhinged, bro. All three of us agree.
we were out one night.
I cannot.
We were out one night.
I cannot
We don't even wanna know.
believe you are telling this story.
We were out
right
one
now.
night and we were talking about Italian men, and somebody goes, "I heard Italian men have small penises." She goes, "That's not true. My dad's Italian." And we were all like, "Whoa!"
Oh my god.
I wasn't saying that. Like
I know that's not what you were saying, but everyone was like,
this
"Whoa!"
is so wrong. I can't believe you brought that up. I hate you.
That's not true.
The rails.
My dad's never crossed his legs.
And my brother.
Off the rails.
Kristie's crying again. It's the second episode in a row we made Kristie cry. Not my dad.
My goodness.
Not Mr. Patty.
Mr. Patty. He's the best. Oh my god, I love him with all my heart.
Mikayla, you make me laugh so hard. I told you this. I was like, when I wrote you the thing, I was like, you literally made me laugh so hard. And some of the things you didn't even try. It's
No.
just like, oh my
It was
God.
just my commentary.
She'll say
He
things.
always laughs at my commentary.
She's like you, where you're like not even trying to be funny. I'm just like doubled over.
I
Boy.
love that.
Like when she told me about the guy who had COVID, she goes, he said, I can't meet with you. My roommate has COVID. And then she just responds, LOL.
No, I did. I responded, LOL.
Funniest to respond. Cool.
What are you supposed to say to that? Like, okay.
Apparently.
I literally said LOL. I didn't know what else to say. What do you say?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You send him the CDC website.
You sent him Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, boy.
Mikayla.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
My life.
Next story. Next story
Oh,
is
boy.
the garage.
The garage.
Can we tell that one?
Yes, we can tell that one.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just so bad. Okay, so this guy, I met him. He works at a restaurant down the street from the restaurant that I work at. So one night after work, a bunch of people and I, we went and got drinks. He was our bartender. He asked me for my number. We went out on a date. The first date was fine. We went to Cheesecake Factory,
Nice.
which I fucking love Cheesecake
Nice.
Factory.
The date was good. He wasn't
the
nervous.
date was good.
Legs were spread.
The legs were not crossed.
Nice.
We sat at the bar. We had a good time. He walked me to my car. Like, it was nice. So then he wanted to go out again. So I was like, okay, great. So we decided to go to happy hour, which probably was my fault for choosing that.
Strong choice.
Yeah. But I was thinking this man is, in his late 30s,
What, he's going to be in bed by 8? What do you
Right. Well, no, like, I'm just thinking, like, he could keep it together, like,
From 5 to
drinking.
7.
Right.
Sure.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we go and we were there for probably like 2.5 hours. Like, we were there
Nice.
for a minute. Like, conversation was good. We were talking. I mean, I was pretty tipsy, but I mean, not like wasted by any means.
Happy hour.
It was happy hour. So we get up to leave. He's going to drive me home. And I didn't realize how drunk he was until I'm in his car and he's driving me home. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this man is drunk. Like, he was like trying to like cut people off. Like,
Oh, no.
so, like, he was like yelling at people. I was like,
Oh,
oh
no.
my God, I'm going to fucking die, like, on the way home.
Yeah.
Thank God we didn't have to drive very far. But at
She
one
was so
point,
turned on because he wasn't using his GPS.
It's only 2 turns.
He's going down the wrong way, but he's winging it, and I like that.
he's going the wrong way down a
I
one-way
like
street,
that.
but it's fine.
You're right.
He's doing it with confidence.
Yeah.
What kind of car are we talking about?
Honestly, I don't know. It was some sort of like hatchback. I don't know.
And none of-
It
right.
was, whatever.
It's not exotic enough to be getting away with it. It's like not a
No.
Ferrari or
No,
anything.
no. So we get home and we like pull into my garage, and I tell him to park, and I'm like, thanking God that we made it home.
Yeah.
And he comes up behind me and he like picks me up, and I hit my head on the roof of the garage. And it's like, it was like a metal sheet. So it was like a bullet, like it made a noise.
Oh, no.
And I looked at him and I was like, put me down now.
Yeah, right now.
And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, put me down now. I was so mad.
Yeah.
And I literally had to like walk it off. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just don't touch me. Like, I was so mad. So then, I mean, like, he couldn't drive home. Like, I took him upstairs and like gave him water and then told him to leave. Like, it was bad.
Right.
And then the next day, like, he was just texting me and apologizing. And I was just like, listen, like, I don't feel safe with you.
Right.
You drove me home really drunk. Like, I don't believe that you remember, like, getting to my house. Like, he was bad. Yeah, so that was the last time that I saw
Oh my
him.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
If a
bad.
crossed leg is bad, driving you home in a blackout and then body slamming you into the roof of a garage
Yeah.
is definitely a red flag.
100%.
I've had a rough go.
100%. She's like, I'll take the guy who uses the GPS, please.
Yeah.
The guy who's not going to give me a concussion.
At least I got home safe with
Right.
him.
Yeah.
But isn't the first red flag that we didn't Uber as a guy, that the guy didn't Uber to happy hour?
No, I
Right,
think that
'cause
would be a red flag.
I Ubered to happy hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy shows up on a date and he's already Ubered there. That's
If you're going to happy hour and you know you're both having drinks, a responsible person in their 30s
sure.
might think, I'm not going to be able to drive home, or drinks that much that it's like, oops, I drank too much, let's hop into an Uber.
Leave
I'll
the
leave my
car.
car
Yeah,
here.
Right.
yeah,
Anything
yeah, yeah.
other than
Right.
hop in, baby, we're going for a ride.
But doesn't happy hour supposed to turn into dinner if it's going well? Like, we drank too much, now let's go have something to eat. This is for the
I
room.
guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Also an option.
Yeah. But at that point, it had been like 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be on like a 4-hour date with
totally,
this guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Second date? That was a second
That was
date?
a second date.
First was Cheesecake Factory. Second was the emergency room because she had a concussion.
Woof.
If a girl ever texts me after a date that says, I don't feel safe with you, I'm going to think about that for the rest of my life.
I know.
Did you ever let him off the hook?
No.
Okay.
No.
If he didn't slam you into the roof,
Yeah.
how would it have gone down?
I mean, it's hard because I liked him. Like, our first date, like, we vibed. Like, that date was probably like 2 hours. The second date was like 2 hours. So, I mean, I was able to sit one-on-one and talk with him for a while. But, I mean, for me, it was just the drinking.
Yeah. Especially,
Had you even like kissed at this point?
When he walked me to my car on the first date, he kissed me. But, I mean, it was just like a good night, like, peck. It
Right.
wasn't like a super
it was sweet.
passionate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Like coming over and picking someone up who you haven't been physically intimate
Yeah.
with at all,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, is a wild move to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you got to
That's a
tell
lot.
if it does work out, you got to tell the kid. I remember the first time
Yeah.
he grabbed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He slammed my head into the.
Slam my head in the fucking
I
roof of
knew
the
he was the
garage.
one. From 5 to 7, he got blacked out drunk. And I knew that's how I met your grandfather. What are you? Okay,
It's a
what?
new spinoff on CBS.
How I Met Your Grandfather? Just a guy, just one eye driving. How do you? What is your? Okay, so what are the red flags that you bring to like when you're like, I'm very aware. This is what I bring. That
Yeah. I think the fact that I've been in a lot of relationships, like, I feel like for all of my 20s, I would go from relationship to relationship
20s?
to relationship. Yeah. Literally, like, all of my 20s. I'd never really had, like, a big span of time where I was single. Like, and, like, actually date. This is really the first time in my life where I'm actually, like, dating and not, like, seriously seeing somebody.
right?
So I think that would be a red flag for me, I think.
Being a serial monogamous.
Yeah.
Was that what they call it?
I guess.
That wouldn't bother me too much.
Really?
I don't think so.
That's because you're a serial
Am I?
monogamous.
Wait, am I? Am I a serial monogamous?
Maybe.
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh,
I haven't known you long enough.
all right. Well,
Change the name of the podcast to Foster This Relationship.
yeah. Wait, what are my red flags?
What are your red flags?
I don't know.
You don't know what your red flags are?
I'm a little codependent.
That's a good one.
I have a list of first date red flags from the internet if you want to hear them.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. But think about that.
What?
And I want you to answer for me.
Why do I have to answer for you?
I don't know.
Your
you
red
know
flag
me?
is not knowing your own red flags.
We said no more sound effects, especially when it's against me.
I can't reach the bell.
All right, Isaac. What is it? What are the things?
The internet says on a first date, red flags include excessive negativity about exes, overly personal questions too early, ignoring your boundaries, being overly touchy or physical, constant phone checking, disrespecting wait staff.
Ooh, wait
That's a
staff.
good one.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Big time.
That's huge. Or not even being disrespectful, but running them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like running them
that would-
around. Like,
Yeah.
Or just being flippant with them, like they're service people. Like,
Yeah.
That's over. Like that's like no.
Yeah.
But the subtle, just like making them like run around a lot. Like they're just there for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps going. It says dominating the conversation, pushing for late night plans or activities that make you feel uncomfortable, and showing signs of being overly eager to get physical or discussing sexual topics too soon.
I was gonna say that one for sure. Like,
Yeah.
date one. Like, what are your fetishes? You're like,
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Like at the Cheesecake Factory, you're like a guy who dresses like a baby. You're like,
Not
all
the
right, come on.
cheesecake.
Feet smell nice.
Not the Cheesecake
Not
Factory.
the
Over the
Cheesecake
Southwest egg rolls.
Oh no.
You're like a guy in a diaper. Huh? Those are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are all very spot on.
The X thing, the bashing the X thing is or simping for them too. You know, like going like my ex, you remind me. You know, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the X bashing is huge.
Yeah.
The phone checking is big.
Yeah.
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 I put when I'm on a date, I put the do not disturb on, and I let them see
Really?
it. I go, just so you know, it's on sleep mode, so you have my undivided attention.
Do you say that out loud?
I do say it out loud.
That's
Don't
a red
say
flag.
that out
Wait,
loud.
yeah,
And I
no,
get the
that's
applause.
weird.
as soon
Don't
as
say
I
that
it.
out loud.
Don't say that.
I did it one time, and this girl goes, "Ooh, I like that."
No, that's
No.
shtick.
Yeah.
That's
not
shtick.
shtick.
Like we were
That would
talking
give
about.
me the
shtick.
ick.
Hey, by the way,
Just
you
so
have
you
my
know.
undivided attention.
That
for
would
the
give
next-
me the
How about you
ick.
just give her your undivided attention? And
I don't get
say
credit
it.
for that.
What do you need credit for?
I need. Do you ever do like a donate to someone's GoFundMe and there's like that anonymous button? It's like, who clicks that? I'm not the anonymous. You know what I mean?
Everybody.
I want I want you
Actually,
to know.
yeah, I never do anonymous.
I want you to know that was my $25 that I donated. You know.
Yeah,
Same thing with the.
you
Is
don't
that- is
don't
that a
say
red
that
flag?
on dates.
Is that a red flag?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Just don't say you've got my. Just so you know,
I don't say it
it's
like
a little
that.
treat. Like it's a
Yeah.
little treat. Lucky
Yeah.
you. I've
Yeah.
decided not to use my
Yeah.
phone in the middle of this date.
That's
That's
what it's
just what
giving.
decent people do.
Just so you know, I'm not going to be on TikTok for the next 30 minutes. I didn't say it like that. I just I was like, hey, I'm putting my phone away. You know.
So that you have my It's not good. It's not
yeah,
good. That's
I wouldn't
bad.
say that.
Yeah,
You don't need to say that anymore.
It's
Probably
been
why she
cut.
hasn't called me back.
It's been cut from the
It
repertoire.
gave her the ick.
I wouldn't know if she's
Yeah.
called back. It's been on Do Not Disturb ever since.
Oh my god.
So
That's the ick for sure.
Yeah.
is that my red
Yeah,
flag?
that's not good.
What are my red flags? I codependent.
Fall in love too fast.
That's a
think?
good one.
Yeah.
Cut her mic.
No.
What does this say right here?
Did you
does
think
say?
it was a
Does it say-
little
It's off.
secret?
Does it say Patty the podcast? Is that what that says?
It could. I could change it. Trying to run a business here.
Fall in love too quick, huh? All right.
But I feel like I do the same thing. I get obsessed.
Here's
quickly.
okay. Here's what I do.
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what you don't even have a follow up to that, so you be quiet.
No, it just sounds cancerous. Like I'm a cancer in this relationship.
Stop. What is the follow up to that?
What? Oh, I wanted to know what. I don't know. I don't really, honestly, I don't know too much about the signs, but I feel like cancers do fall in love too easy.
Isaac, look up Cancer red flags, please. It's like tumor or something. Zodiac Cancer, please.
I want you to physically see how uncomfortable we've made Justin now that we've turned
I
the
don't
attention
yes.
towards him.
I don't feel that I invited it in. I said, you tell me what my red flags are.
Yeah.
I think that's I'm not going to argue with that one.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I get so like, no, like you. No. And then when I meet someone like checks, I go, oh, then I get excited.
Yeah.
Because I don't let everybody in, but the people
Yeah.
I do let in, I want them to stay for a while.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm the same way too.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you shit.
All getting his medical stuff back, like unexplained pain, weight loss, lumps, and change of bowel or bladder habits.
That's what I told you not to do.
I put it in exactly what you said.
But I admitted it when I said
Zodiac.
Zodiac Cancer.
Zodiac.
I did.
Lump in your balls. What are the cons of dating a Cancer?
All right, I'm going to type that in exactly.
Cons of dating a Cancer male. I guess it doesn't have to be male.
Let me tell you.
Okay. Your husband's Cancer.
Let me tell you. One of the things about Cancers, right, is that they like hold everything inside, right, like within the shell. So
Okay.
all of they don't let
Yeah.
anything out. Everything's internalized.
Yeah.
So they will be very like self-deprecating, but then never share with you what's wrong.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm the type of
Yeah.
person where like if anything, I feel like you will probably relate, but like if anything bothers me, I'm bringing it up
Yeah.
for conversation. You know what I mean? Like, hey, can you not do like not in a big way, but just like, hey, can you not do that?
Yeah.
You know, it makes me nervous when you do this. But my husband will hold it all inside
Yeah.
until it festers, and I have to like pull it
Pull
out.
it
like,
out.
hey,
Nothing.
big guy, what's
Nothing.
going on? What's the
Nothing.
problem? You know what I mean?
Nothing.
That kind of
It's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's fine. Because I think we don't want to yell. We don't want to like cause this. You know, and be no drama or whatever. We want to
Right.
keep the peace at all times.
Right.
So we just keep it inside. But you guys always know when something's wrong.
I know.
And we're just like, no, if I just like sit here, then it'll go away.
You need to talk about it.
I have been. I've been so good the
Good.
last like 6-7 months of being like, hey, that bothers me. Hey, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, here's what's going on with me. Just so you know, like, you don't have to change anything, but here's where I'm, you know.
Right.
And
And has anybody screamed
no,
or thrown things?
It's been so good.
Yeah,
It's
imagine
been
that.
so good.
Good.
Yeah, where just go, this is going to sound weird, but this is my, you know, whatever. Instead of just being like, it's fine. Everything's good. Life is, you know.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Can't fix something you don't know is going on.
Right. And then you tell
and
them and they're
simple.
like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Right.
Thanks for sharing that with me. And
Yeah.
you're, okay. Because what happens is when the Cancer does step out of our shell and we do that and then we get attacked or reprimanded or shamed, we go back in and we don't ever come out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And so when you poke your head out and you do something that's safe, you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
You just need a safe space.
Yeah, exactly. All right. What does the internet say?
What are the negatives of a Cancer sign? Cancer individuals are known for their sensitivity and
Yeah.
emotional depth. While their compassionate nature is a positive trait, it can also make them more pessimistic.
Yeah.
This zodiac sign tends to dwell on past hurts, can have a fear of rejection,
Yeah.
which can lead to negative outlook on life and relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that you?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I feel like you do a good job of like self-awareness of staying positive and like shaking off repetitive negative thoughts.
Yeah. I'm just a sensitive boy.
Oh,
We love you for that.
Yeah, see?
he's all right. He's okay.
My chest hurts because the heart's just too big for it. What's our call-in number, Isaac?
323-272-3908 for questions for Justin.
Yeah.
Justin and Kristie.
Bitch about your Cancer partner.
Yeah. I have a follow-up question
For me?
for our guests.
Yeah, Mikayla.
If you get a DM or a message on an app, do you judge them by the date they ask you on? Like a coffee date, is that ranked lower than I'm asking you out for dinner? Is drinks lower than that? Like, what's the...
Is there a hierarchy?
Or do you like to
Oh.
choose?
That's a good question.
Well, when we
I
had
feel
coffee
like
the other day, I said coffee, lunch, dinner, right?
You did say that, yeah.
I feel like that's a good order.
Yeah, I mean, coffee is like super casual. Like, I'm not gonna be like as like nervous. I'm gonna think of it as just like meeting someone for the first time. If it's just coffee, drinks is gonna be, you know, like maybe something else could like go from there. Dinner's like a big commitment.
That's a whole thing.
Dinner is like, oh my god, I'm gonna sit down with you for at least an hour. That dinner is a big commitment, so I almost don't want to do that on a first date. Like, coffee or drinks is like perfect.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't judge it by. I don't really judge a date by. What was the question? I don't judge.
If Isaac messages you right now on Instagram, no, he was saying
There's no hierarchy.
there's no
for me.
hierarchy.
No.
If they're like, hey, let's go bowling tonight, you're not gonna be like, that's weird.
Okay, bowling for me would be so scary, and it's for the weirdest reason. It's because I don't want to do the walk of shame back to my seat after I bowl. Like, after
after you strike?
bowl and like the ball
Or
goes
gutter?
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ball goes down, and then you have to walk back to your seat. Like that.
And it
gives
plays
me,
the wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah.
Like that gives me anxiety thinking of like doing that in front of
Have you tried
someone.
not sucking? Have you
Well,
tried?
it doesn't matter if I get a strike or.
If you get a strike, you do the dance
I
back.
know, but there's just so much those 10 seconds walking back to my
Yeah,
chair.
I know.
The
It's
generalized anxiety of
Yes.
walking from the ball to
Yes,
the chair is
and
the
I'm
part
wearing
that bothers
weird
you.
shoes. Like
Right.
no,
And there's always like the one guy who gives you the high five, like, even though you're like,
I need to be very comfortable with someone if I'm going bowling with them.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the rules when we had this podcast before, and we had multiple episodes, one of the rules that I would always repeat over and over again is that if you ask someone on a date, or if you're trying to ask someone out or show them that you're interested, you never just say, hey, we should get coffee sometimes. If you're coming to someone, you have, hey, do you want to go to coffee this week? You tell them the place and the time frame and then go from there. You never just randomly like,
Right.
Hey, we should do this.
We
Yeah.
should hang out sometime.
No,
Right. It's such a,
Yeah.
like a.
that's such a broad like no.
it's nothing.
That's
nothing.
Yeah, that's not giving. That's not making a plan. That's no.
It's nothing.
How do you balance the line between making the plan and being too overly assertive? Like saying, hey, meet me at this coffee shop at this time. What if that doesn't factor in like their side of town? It's
Well,
like,
meet me is a command.
right.
I think, like, would you be interested in blank?
Yeah.
Or I'd love to take you out to coffee this week.
Yeah.
Is there a day that you're
Yeah.
free?
What's your
I'm
favorite-
free Thursday. Okay. Do you want to go in this area or that
Yeah.
area? Like it's
Right.
open to
That's good.
negotiate
Yeah,
the
that's
place.
better.
And that
But
goes
it's
back to her
gotta
point.
have-
With texting is to set up logistics.
Yeah.
And then we talk when we get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Versus like, hey, how about coffee? Also, do anything fun last night? You're like, I don't
it's
want to
like,
do
I
that.
don't- I know.
Right.
It's like no.
Yeah. It's the we should hang sometime or like we should grab coffee sometime. Like all of that is a complete cop out.
Yeah.
It's like I'm interested, and then you hide behind a bush.
Yeah.
That's like the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Right. What was the? Can you pull up the thing again about the? It was the waitress being mean to the waitress. It was over the phone. There was a thing I wanted to circle back on that we didn't get to. What was the other one?
Excessive negativity about exes.
Yeah. Bashing the exes. What's the next one?
Overly personal questions too early.
What do you think about that? Because I feel like I'm guilty about that. Not like, hey, were you know, how was your childhood? But like, I like to get, why did you and your ex break up? Or like, why, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
Basically, what I ask on this show, I'm going to ask on a first date.
I mean, I feel like you kind of have to ask those questions. Like, this is gonna segue into another story we could get into in a minute.
Okay.
But so on a first date, like I asked, like, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? And I feel like I don't like. Is that weird to ask on a first date? But then also, like, I need to know. Right, but then
Sure.
I said, how would you feel if you went on a date with someone's like, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids?
Before I'd be like, that's a lot. Now
Yeah.
that I'm like old, I did that to somebody
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Wait, what do you mean on Instagram?
Like I met somebody after one of my shows.
Yeah.
And she was like I told Kristie about it. She was like wanting to like, you know, go out. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, listen. I was like, you're really nice. You seem, you know, whatever. And I was like, what are you looking for? And
Yeah.
she was like, oh, well, I was in a 9-year relationship. We broke up because he didn't want kids, and I'd like to get married and have at least, you know, a kid or two in the next like year. And I was like, cool. Like that's
oh
not
my god.
good for you. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
But thank you. You know. So
Yeah.
then you can make that decision
Yeah.
before I go. You know.
Yeah.
And do the thing. So
Yeah.
that's my answer. Before I'd be like, let's relax.
too much.
Right now I'm like, yeah, like get it out.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you have to ask,
Sure.
or, I mean, or you know, ask like why did you and your ex break up? Like people have asked me that.
I love that
before.
question.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird. The only thing that would be weird, I don't know, but I'm also like an open book. Like
Right.
you could ask me anything and I'll answer.
Right.
Right. My thought is that if you are sitting with someone, if you don't like them, then it doesn't really matter if they want to get married or have kids because you don't like the person anyways.
So you say get to know him first.
And maybe towards the end of the date or once you've caught a vibe and you know you're not just gonna like bail with your coffee to the car kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
when, if you're thinking like I would like to see this person again, then maybe you get into the deeper questions, but always kind of checking that like
She's got her birth control. Do I?
Right.
No.
over the trash.
No, oh my God.
There was a BuzzFeed article that came out last month, and I wrote my highlights, and it was the women reveal the worst things men have said to them on a first date.
That had to be out of control.
Dude, it's pretty wild out there. Like you were saying, it's crazy out there.
crazy.
Here it is. I went on a first date with a guy, and it was going great until in the middle of it, he poked my belly and giggled.
What?
The ickiest ick.
Women reveal the worst things men have said to them on a date. Towards the end of dinner, he talked about his ex for an obnoxious amount of time, and then at the very end of the date, he said, "Have you ever thought about becoming an escort?" That's what he said.
Oh.
Excellent.
Within the first half hour of the date, he said, "You know, I'd pay for you to get a boob job." I told him I had been assaulted once, and he said, "I can see why. You're very attractive."
Oh my God, dude. No.
I hate that so much.
Wow.
So much.
Wow.
Women reveal the worst things men have said to them on a date. The final one. I told him I was sick and I had a sore throat. I needed to cancel the date. Mind you, we'd only texted and gone on 0 dates. I had to cancel because I had a sore throat. And he responded that maybe a teaspoon of my good seed would cure whatever ails you.
Wow.
What?
Bold.
BuzzFeed article, worst things guys have said to women on a first date.
That's insane.
He didn't even make it to the date before he had to talk about his dick.
I'm just thinking about the process of that, just putting it in a teaspoon and
God.
here comes the airplane. Like, that's a
Yep.
that's a lot.
Don't like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Don't like that.
That's not a wah-wah.
Yes, it is. That's a full
That's a
wah-wah.
full cheer.
No, well, you're not getting a club horn, that's for sure. Open wide.
All right, so
Yuck,
what's the
yuck,
story?
yuck,
You said
yuck,
it was going to segue into a story about the kids thing. I know the
my
story, but Kristie doesn't know
God.
it.
Buckle up, sister.
Great.
Okay,
Great.
so I met this guy on Hinge. Mm-hmm. We went on our first date like a little bit before Christmas, maybe like 2 weeks before Christmas. Things were going good. First date went well. We like started dating. We would text each other throughout the day, which I enjoyed. He would take me on dates, pick me up. It was going good. So Christmas rolls around. He goes home to his family for Christmas. Is there for maybe like a week and a half. Comes back a little bit before New Year's Eve. And then shortly after that, I go on vacation with my family. So that when I get back after my family vacation, we like pick things up again. So we go on a date one night and we go back to my house and we like hook up. And as we're laying there after, he tells me that when he went home for Christmas, he had a vasectomy and his mom paid for it.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Mom.
This is Christmas gift from Santa.
No, literally.
This is from all of us.
And
We all pitched in and got you a little something.
yeah.
Did he say why any of that?
Okay, so on our first date when we were talking about that, because I think he was the one that asked me first if I wanted to have kids. And I said, I don't know if I want to have kids. I've never been one that's, like obsessed with babies. I don't know. But I know I want to, whatever. And then I asked him, do you want to have kids? And he said, no, absolutely not. Like, I've known that I don't want to have kids. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, but, if I was married and madly in love and she really wanted to have kids, then I would be open to it. So in my head, I'm like, okay. Like,
There's a window.
Yeah. Like, he feels kind of the same way about it as I do.
Right.
And he did make a vasectomy joke one time. He said something. I don't know how it came up. He was
Sounds like it wasn't a joke.
right. He was like, oh, I would totally get a vasectomy. But in my head, I'm like, I talk about wanting to get a nose job, but I'm not, putting it on the books and
Right.
scheduling the surgery. So
Right.
I didn't think he was serious.
Okay.
So then when he came back and told me that, I was shocked. Like, I didn't know how I was supposed to react because I've only been dating this guy like a month. Like,
Sure.
I can't really have a reaction
Right.
to
It's
it.
not super your business, but
No.
also would have been nice to mention. Now, why in the hell did his mom get it for him?
Because
She's like, I've met you. You should not reproduce.
That's
well, and that's the thing.
the
I
thing.
was like, what? Like, he said because his insurance didn't cover it. And she knew that he wanted to get one.
Okay.
But still, I'm like, what mother doesn't want their child to have kids? Like, what is wrong with you that your mom doesn't want you to reproduce?
And like, is he deathly allergic to condoms? Is
No.
he against birth control of certain kinds?
We used condoms even after he had it.
Okay.
Like, we still use one.
So
Here's my issue, and I told her this. It's like when you're dating somebody, you're like dating, right?
Yeah.
Here's a photo of what I had for brunch. Oh my God, me and my buddies just went to the, you stay in contact.
Yeah.
Not, hey, I had surgery over the weekend, by the
Right.
way, a couple of months ago.
right, and now I'll never have children. Surprise.
Right. Guess what? Sorry I didn't text back for the last 7 hours. I was actually getting a vasectomy. You know what I mean?
Snips.
It takes an hour and a half. It's super cheap. You don't
Yeah.
need insurance for a vasectomy. All my buddies have
Right.
them. They're $300 to $600 to get a vasectomy without insurance.
Right.
And they're completely reversible.
But
But
That's
why
worse.
the
But,
like,
urgency?
Exactly.
No, I totally agree. But like the whole like, oh, I don't have insurance, so my
Right.
mom paid
My
for it. It's
mom.
like you don't have
Right.
$600 laying around. Like,
I just wonder what the urgency is. Is he like a secret billionaire and people are trying to get
No,
impregnated
absolutely
by
not.
him? Like, is
No.
She goes, I pay half for everything. No, he's not.
how long after he got home did you guys have that date?
Okay, so
Right,
wait,
because
okay.
there's a recovery time.
Okay, so
14 days.
This is hilarious. So he got home and he was like, I really want to see you, but I was about to leave for my family vacation. So I was like, I'm just like packing. Do you want to come over? And he was like, yeah, definitely. Like, I'll come over. And then he was like, full disclosure, I can't have sex. And I was like,
Yep.
oh, okay. And he was like, I cut myself shaving. And in that immediately I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I was like immediately read.
My mom bought me the razors.
So when he said, I was like, okay, does he have an STD?
Right.
Like, is it me? Like, I obviously know a guy isn't going to not have sex with someone because he
Right.
put himself shaving. So,
Right.
like, I was thinking, like, what
It could
what
be actively
happened?
bleeding from a knife wound. You're like, yeah, we'll work around that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's like a big like lie and hoax around
Yeah.
it. He's come up with this backstory of
Yeah.
why.
He can't have sex.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that
Okay.
was before I went on the vacation.
Right.
Which, by the way, he could have just let you go to vacation, and then when you came back, he would have been healed. He had to
Right.
add in that layer of deceit.
Yeah.
He could have also said, just so you know, I can't have sex because I chose with my own body to have a vasectomy,
Exactly.
which is well within my rights.
Exactly.
Mommy told me not to tell you.
And
I'll get
when-
grounded.
So then when I had to, break it off with him. And
Yes, just because
Yeah.
he lied.
Yeah.
Well, so when I called him, I was like, he knew something was up. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, are you home? Like, can I stop by? And he was like, no, I'm on my way to the gym. Like, you could call me now. He's like, is everything okay? And I was like, well, no.
No,
So
you messy bitch.
Yeah. So I called him and I was just like, hey, you dropped a huge bomb on me. I was like, what you did is amazing. You wanted to do it. Your
Sure.
body, your choice.
100%.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
100%.
But like for me, this is a deal breaker. And I was like, this sucks. Like, I like you. I've enjoyed dating you. But like, this is a deal breaker for me.
Right.
And he was like, I completely understand. He was like, this sucks for me too. Like, I really like you. And I really thought that this was going somewhere. But that's like why I told you. I just like think that you need to have all the
No.
information.
No.
It it was a fun, like, I mean, the way it ended was fine. Like, but he was just like, you're amazing. I know you're going to find someone. It sucks that this can't be me. Like, I really thought this was going somewhere.
I'm on his side now.
No.
Yeah.
But then why not, if it sucks for you, then why not say something beforehand, be honest about it?
Yes.
Or why the urgency? Why did he have to do it right then?
So then as I was, breaking it off with them, he was like, well, like they're reversible and like,
Sure.
I was like, okay, but like you did this
Right.
at 30.
Right.
Like you made this like pretty big decision. Like this sounds pretty final to me.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like even the surgery thing, like, and the, like not telling you is the thing that
Yes.
sticks out for me. Like
Yeah.
say I was dating a woman and she like over the weekend got a boob job, right? You're
Right.
like, wow, those boobs are awesome, but why didn't you tell me you had surgery over? You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like that. You know what I mean?
But like, I don't know. I feel like
No.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the
I
same
mean,
on the other side of the.
I'm not mad that he didn't. Well, I don't know. But then I also told him, I was like, moving forward, I was like, you need to like tell people this right away. Like, you need to be honest with women about this. Like, you need to tell them on like the first date. Because, I mean, women want to have kids. You can't be like, going on all these, dating these people.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I mean.
Just not using condoms, being like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah, like.
You just find the person who wants the same thing that you
Right.
want instead of lying and saying you cut your dick with a razor.
Yeah.
You just find the person who also wants what you want. There's so many people that exist in this world. There's so
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that he's like a serial like player and like this is his out every time? He's like, oh, women hate this, so I'm going to sleep with them once, tell them I had a vasectomy, and then this is how I'm going to get out of everything.
But then why the I
But
cut
that's
my
an-
dick with a razor
yeah.
part?
He's probably got an STD.
No, 'cause
That would
then-
go along with the player storyline.
But then he should have told me. I mean, I feel like
No,
we're
we
all
can't.
adults
we
here.
We
Like,
can't
if
give this
I-
guy a backstory. He's going to be
Right.
listening and be like, none of this
No,
is true.
I know.
I just
I
don't
know.
want kids.
We get sued.
Stop. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
A
There's
vasectomy?
a piece missing. Maybe the surgery was planned before you guys got together.
Well, that's the thing, because I was talking to my best friend who's a nurse.
Yeah.
And she was like, Mikayla, doctors, it's not like a clinic. You don't just like walk in and get a vasectomy. So
Right.
she's like, this was planned. And doctors are very hesitant to do that at
For
such a young
someone so
age.
young, yeah.
Yeah. Like you need to like sign so many things. They need to like meet with you so many times. Like they need
Yeah.
to know that this is for sure what you will. Because I mean, it is reversible, but I mean, still it's a surgery that you're
Right.
getting.
I don't know a single mother on the planet that doesn't want grandbabies. Like all my mom's friends are like, when are we gonna have grandbabies too? So it's also weird on that angle where it's like my mom.
Oh,
Right.
the mom paying for it?
Yeah.
The mom paying for it is interesting, and I wonder why that's even a detail that he gave you.
I don't know.
It's an odd thing to like. Why was that brought up at all? Like, who
Right.
paid for it? Talking about who paid for
Inconsequential.
it
Yeah.
is a strange detail to give.
You're right.
like I don't
There's
care.
a piece
Extra
missing, and it's going
information.
to keep me up at night.
Yeah. We need to
Until
call
I get to
Unsolved
the
Mysteries.
bottom.
Yeah.
You're right. That is unnecessary. When people start giving too many details, there's a piece missing.
It's a strange detail to give, and I just feel like there's something like I don't get why it was so urgent. I don't get why the need to lie about it. Like, you're never gonna
Yeah.
find out about it. The whole it's strange.
It's like he
strange.
was postponing telling me because he didn't like want me to break it off with him.
Right.
I think. You know, I mean, because I mean, it was obvious. It was planned. Like it was
Right.
on the books. Like he wasn't
Right.
gonna.
Well, get $600 and pay for the reversal.
Oh, they're way more expensive to get it reversed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe mom will
Getting
throw it.
snipped is cheap.
Half it with his mom. You and his mom go halfers.
But it doesn't matter because the issue is still the
He got it
lying
done.
behind the
Oh,
back,
yeah,
the
that-
big
yeah,
surprise, the
yeah.
not being forthcoming. That's like the big red flag.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I usually have guests ask questions for Kristie on this show, but I think that kind of covers it.
It covers it.
There's not really a question because you made the decision, but it's like, yeah, there's not a resolution to that.
No.
There's no
No.
final act to that story. I really want to know.
No.
I'm kind of with Isaac's his plan on that one. He's like, it's run its course. What do I tell her? I got a vasectomy over the weekend.
No, that would be no.
It's
I don't
definitely
think
still
he's-
something you tell somebody before you have sex with them. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm planning. Like I'm.
Oh, by just so you
Planning
know, in
to
a couple
get
of months, I'm
this?
getting a surgery.
And it's also just weird because like he made a joke about it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like
Testing
he
the waters.
He
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
He was testing the
Is
waters.
that funny? How you like that joke?
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like you made 2 jokes about it.
And half of a podcast. Thanks, guy.
Oh boy.
Do you have any questions for Kristie that we can help you with? Do you have anything?
I mean, how did you meet your husband?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Please, Kristie, tell that story.
Oh boy.
I was there for that.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a really bad dating history, and I had just like done exactly like you were dating. I was like, I have been in a ton of relationships. I'm gonna date. I'm gonna see, just meet people, just spend time with different types of people, so I can figure out like what I like and what I don't like. And that's sort of what I was going through at the time. And I got into a couple short-term things, but I was like much quicker about pulling the cord on stuff when it wasn't gonna work. I was newly sober. Like everything was different about me. That's where I was at the time.
What were you doing for a living?
I was bartending. Alongside one Justin Foster.
Love it.
Yep.
But who was your two best customers?
You and my now husband.
Aww.
So those two drunks at the bar, I made one my husband, one my best friend,
love
and that's the
that.
way that it went. So
I love that.
My husband worked in the kitchen at the same place,
Okay.
and he was newly single.
Okay.
And we had always been friends. We had so much stuff in common. And all of that, but he was always in a relationship, so it was just kind of like in passing.
Yeah.
And then when he was single, like he started hanging out with everyone more, and we gravitated towards each other. And we both had like scary dating histories, and so we spent the first, I want to say 3 months, but I bet it was like 6 months to a year, where we just kind of circled each other, like waiting for the other person to be insane. Like, just like, this can't be this calm and easy. Like, clearly a shoe's about to drop. And that was just kind of it. We eventually, neither one of us freaked the other one out. And yeah, but
He's sober now.
he's sober now
love
as
that.
well. Yeah, he kind of went through that. We actually broke up for a little bit and like went full no contact, and then
wow.
he showed up at my doorstep like, hey, made some changes.
Was it
and I was like,
raining?
all right. It was raining.
jukebox?
I ran out
love
into the
it.
rain. We embraced.
Oh, I love it.
Christy used to say that she would pour mine and his drinks extra heavy so we could reach rock bottom faster. Here you go, boys.
It's gonna be tonight.
One day, the two of them were sitting at the bar, and I said to my now husband before we were dating, I think, and he was like, I was like, just so you know, I have to order extra whiskey, because I was the bar manager. I was like, I have to order extra whiskey for the restaurant because you drink so much whiskey.
Stop.
And he was like, there is no way that that's true. So I pulled up the bill of what he had drank that night and went through how many shots go into each of the drinks. And I was like, you've drank about 2 bottles of whiskey tonight.
What?
Yeah.
My
He was like,
God.
oh,
Wow, what a legend.
Yeah, dude.
okay. And he was sitting there having a full conversation with me.
Yeah, it was great. I used to
Yeah.
come into the bar and she would pull our tab from the night before would be taped to the wall, and she would pull it off and hand it to us, so we would have to start our night by paying our bill from last night.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, we're all good now.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the other side of it now.
Justin's a millionaire now.
We were all a mess.
Christy was my first call.
Yeah.
My first call when I woke up that morning, December 30th,
Really?
2013. I was like, yo. Can you help me?
I love that.
Yeah. So
Wait, so you've been sober 10 years, right?
11.
11?
December 30th,
Oh my
2013.
God. How long have you been sober?
I've been sober, oh my gosh, 14 years.
Wow.
And I remember she was like
Congratulations.
bartending and she was sober. I was like, how does she do it? Like she's
Well, now that's you
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
People are like, how do you do it? That's the same thing I thought about her.
Yeah.
Oh.
It seems impossible,
Yeah. But you guys were friends you guys worked together. You guys were friends for a long time.
Yeah, we were friends first for sure, and then our relationship was long distance when we first
Really?
started, because he had gone through all this stuff and then had moved, but we dated for a while, and then he moved back up to Oregon like pretty quickly after we started dating. So a lot of our dating was like talking over the phone and seeing each other every other weekend and that kind of thing, which I think was really nice because we talked a bunch and, you know, like spent hours on the phone really getting to know each other and all of that. But we're like, obviously we're married and we love each other, but we're super good friends. Like we have so much in common.
You have that foundation.
Yeah, he's my favorite person to hang out with. So
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, be friends first, and then I think that's where like
Yeah.
most of my like long-term relationships were, we had known each other for a long time as friends first.
Really?
And then, yeah.
It's a nice plus.
Yeah.
But not friends in like a friend, like not friends like you and I are friends,
Right.
but like there's like, you know, there's always like a little bit of banter
Yeah.
and there's always like that little bit of whether they're in a relationship or you're, there's always like that, you get excited to see them. There's a
Yeah.
little bit something different there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, yeah.
I love
You guys are
that.
super
I
cool.
love hearing how people meet. It gives me hope.
Now we're married. We got 2 kids,
Aw.
and yeah, that's that.
We love a restaurant romance.
Oh,
Do we?
I don't know. Hasn't worked out for me, but
something about the place that we used to work. There were multiple marriages, like long-term marriages, that have come out of that place.
I had
It's
2 long-term
crazy.
relationships from that restaurant.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Yeah.
Burbank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's so funny. One of my mom's friends, her and her husband met at a restaurant in Burbank.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't think it's there anymore.
There you go. Get
Can
off
we
the
say
apps
it?
and
Should
get
we
to
say
Burbank.
it? They just get into Burbank.
I guess that's
That's it.
where
The love
people
capital
go
of
to
the
settle
world.
down.
All the
Burbank.
listeners are not in California. What are they talking about? They're losing me. They're losing me on the local references. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show
Thank
today.
you
This
for
was fantastic.
having me. This
Yeah.
was so much fun, you guys.
This
Thank
was
you
like
so much.
really, really awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is fantastic.
Yay.
Yeah. Isaac, what's our phone number for people to call in, please?
It is 323-272-3908. Make sure you say which show you're calling in for.
Because the studio here has multiple shows.
That's right.
He said we're his favorite, which is.
I never said that.
That's true.
I said you're the most expensive and most time consuming.
We'll take it.
Same thing.
Thank you guys. This has been Foster the Podcast. Find us iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Hinge, Burbank.
Nope.
Find us.
Nope.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.